Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. We have a lot to cover on today's program, so let's jump right in it. Patrick McDonough, he's with a great company called Brightbox Online. That's brightboxonline.com. One of the fastest growing marketing firms in the greater Houston area, and a firm with a great national footprint as well. Patrick, as always, welcome to the program, and kind of give us your elevator speech and then introduce your guest today.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. So Brightbox, we are Houston's fastest growing brand marketing firm, focused on getting true ROI for your marketing program rather than just kind of mindless marketing activity. We lead our industry in proactive, result-oriented marketing, and you can visit us online at www.brightboxonline.com.
Very good. And your guest?
Yeah, today we have Mick Maynard from Inkbox Printing.
Very good. Welcome to the program, Mick.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you on. Real quickly, why don't you kind of tell us your elevator speech? Let us know a little bit about you.
Well, Inkbox Printing was formed. We're actually a fully digital printer, so we could do anything basically from a 4-color postcard to a billboard to we can wrap an entire building if necessary. We basically started around 3.5 years ago, I believe, and we went from one little machine, I guess you could say, a little roll and wide format printer to now we can do direct-to-straight printing. We have 4-color brochure printing, color small format printing, posters, billboards, banners, you name it, we can print it.
Very good. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, I guess, for the audience, explain the difference between like offset and digital printing. What are the benefits of being a digital print house?
Well, the benefits of being a digital print house is we can do one postcard for you. So I know that's an extreme. I know there's very few people that are actually going to want to do one postcard, but we can. If that's all you need, if you just need 10 postcards or 10 brochures or whatever the case may be, you just give us the file and we can make that happen. The difference is in the offset world, that would not be realistic at all. You would need to do a minimum run for it to make sense, because you got to set up the plates and you had to do a lot of setup charges that are involved. So that 10 postcards, you're looking at a large price setup, I guess you could say, just to get it going in the first place. With digital, we don't have to do that, and that goes for everything. That's not only for small format, but the same situation for large format. We can do one, we can do 1,000.
Yeah, so similar almost to like print on demand for books. Is that right? Similar to that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes, and analogous to that. And so, you might only need 50 for an event, and all of a sudden it's no longer prohibitively expensive. You just need it for that specific event, a special invitation for a certain group, that type of thing, that you know there's only 50, but you really want to leave a big impression.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. And in this day and age with the budgets the way they are, certain companies are not wanting to print 50,000 brochures and put them in the office. Things change so much. Information changes so much. There's really no point for the most part in getting those types of numbers. So if you can just do it on an as-need basis, makes a lot more sense rather than have boxes of brochures and products sitting in the back office somewhere collecting dust.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess kind of explain what makes Inkbox different. I mean, there's a lot of printers here in town. How do you guys compete against them?
Well, I think that one of the key, there's a couple things. One is we are definitely have a less is more philosophy, if that makes sense. And I guess, we hear the rule all the time of business, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients. And I guess we take that a step further. It's not necessarily the size of the company, but we definitely, if you were to speak to each of our sales reps, you would see they have a smaller amount of accounts that they're calling on. And I guess our goal is to go into some of these accounts or go into these businesses. We want to develop a relationship in that business, get to know everybody within that company. And so whenever they have a print need, whether it be one postcard or 1,000 postcards or building mural, we're Johnny on the spot. We're available all the time, available 24/7. If anybody needs anything, whereas a lot of the print shops or a lot of companies in general cater to everybody. They may have a prospect list of 200 people. Well, the truth of the matter is it's going to be impossible to give the level of service that's required to that big of a book of business. We kind of break it down a little bit more. And not only that, but each account is actually assigned a customer service rep. So when that salesperson is unavailable because they may be out and about meeting people or meeting with people, they always have a point of contact. So there should really never be a stage where someone is unavailable and people don't get the service they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there certain types of industries that kind of gravitate towards your specific service?
We tend to do real well with restaurant and retail. I mean, we have everything. We have oil and gas. We have home builders. We have gas stations, which I guess kind of falls into the retail realm. But we do particularly well in restaurants and retail, it would seem. We just, obviously they do a lot of printing. They do a lot of posters and colorful items and things of that nature. And they also do the volume. One of our largest accounts is the Landry's Restaurant Group. And we do a lot for Joe's and Brick House and Mattress Firm. So, these are accounts that we tend to do the most, business with, you could say, and have worked with them for many, many years now.
I know a question we get a lot from the uneducated people out there looking to find a printer. How do they determine if they're looking at a good print or not? Because I know that a lot of printers will show examples of what their machines can do, but most people just can't tell the difference or even know what to look for there.
Well, I think, this is a good question because we actually have several machines. Like I mentioned earlier, we started off with one little Roland. If they're familiar with any type of printing equipment, it's basically just it's a poster machine. How's that?
Yeah.
It makes posters and makes banners. And so we went from that, and now we have a flatbed printer which can print directly onto the substrate. So if you have a door you want us to print on, we can do it. Take the door off, put it on the machine, and bam, we can make that happen. And we also have the HP Indigo, which does really high quality, high resolution, good color machine for small format and brochures. And we just got a Cytex, which is, I'm going to answer your question, which is kind of a wider format and can do 10-foot wide in one piece. But the difference is, if you use that machine to look at prints from afar. So if you're at least 10 foot away from that banner, it'd be perfect. We could do it for you inexpensively. We could do very large size banner in one piece or a large print in one piece, and it'll be perfect. If you're getting up on that print, then it probably isn't the best machine for us to use for that job. So I really think it comes down to color pop. A lot of, especially with restaurant and retail, they're using a lot of food, and so they're wanting to see that clarity. Of course, color and resolution.
All right, got to wrap it up on that point, and it was a good one. Thanks for being with us, Mick Maynard, and of course he's here with Patrick McDonough. Patrick McDonough is with Brightbox Online. You can learn more about them at brightboxonline.com. And Mick Maynard, he's over at inkboxprinting.com, and that's a Houston company?
Yes, sir, sure is. Voted one of the largest printing companies in Houston for 3 years in a row. Check us out.
Glad to hear from you. All right, glad to have you on the program. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here, it can be found over there at usdailyreview.com, which is about to become very new and improved. Keep an eye on that and much, much more right here on The Price of Business.